This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back ready for the Spanish Grand Prix. Yes, of course, at the time of this video going live, qualifying has just wrapped up. What an exciting session it was. Of course, at the moment, I don't actually know what happened. But today, we're finally back, though, with the F1 2022 mod. Missed a couple of races trying to mess around with this. There's been some major changes, though. I must admit, yeah, the creator of the mod has done some fantastic work over the last couple of weeks. Porpoising is now in the mod, and there's been some other tweaks to the way the cars handle. I think at the moment there still needs to be a few more little tweaks and things like that, but yeah, it's certainly very good fun. As always, there will be links to all the mods that I'm using down in the comments below as well there. But today though, yeah, back in Spain, of course, back in Europe once more. Major upgrades coming in for a lot of the teams. Of course, Red Bull and Aston Martin, of course, raised some interest on Thursday night, or Aston Martin raised some interest by bringing a Red Bull to the Spanish Grand Prix. But of course, you guys will now know whether that's worked. I, unfortunately, at the moment don't. But today though, as you probably guessed by the title, we are going to be racing as Carlos Sainz around the Spanish Grand Prix circuit. Of course, his first real shot at a race victory here at his home Grand Prix there. Of course, we have got El Plan on the grid as well, but fingers crossed we can just keep it clean and tidy here today. But having a look at the grid then, a bit of a mixed up one. Charles Leclerc on pole, Mick Schumacher somehow putting his Haas on the front row of the grid there, so a fantastic job done by him in qualifying. McLaren looking very strong, third and fourth there, looking out row 2 ahead of both Alfa Romeo, so Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu. K-Mag in 7th ahead of Verstappen, who had a nightmare session down in P8 there with Gasly and Hamilton rounding out the top 10. El Plan in 11th ahead of George Russell and Alex Albon, and then you've got Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll there. Ocon, Tsunoda, Perez down in P18 there, only ahead of Latifi, and then of course Carlos Sainz rounding out the grid. But yeah, let's head down to the track then here, ready for the Spanish Grand Prix. Not the easiest track to overtake at, but fingers crossed we can make moves happen. Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for the Spanish GP. Very much looking forward to this one today. Like I said in the intro, a few tweaks to the F1 2022 mod. As always, it will be linked down in the comments, or the description even, I should say, below. It has made things, I think, rather interesting today, so we'll wait and see as to how we get on here. But starting at the back then, Carlos Sainz in his home Grand Prix here. The first real shot, I think, Sainz has got at potentially winning here in Barcelona. But of course, Fernando Alonso, maybe he can unleash El Plan today and try and rip victory away from Charles Leclerc, our teammate who starts on the pole. But starting them ready here from the back, let me know down in the comments below where you think we'll finish today. 5 red lights. And it is going to be a very long hold, but lights out, and away we go there. And not the worst start on F1 2021 as we head down towards turn 1. Of course, such a long run down in towards the first corner there. 3-4 wide up in front of me as sparks flying everywhere down in towards the first corner. Can we just sort of get in and amongst it? Yes, we can there. Get past Nicolas Latifi. Sergio Perez, very slow on the apex. The cars just feel super loose at the moment on this mod there. Just cannot put the power down pretty much anywhere, you know, perhaps just a bit too used to F1 2021 sort of normal handling cars, and even F1 2022, the low speed grip still seems quite high there, as we're just going to get boxed in as we head down the hill. Trying to look around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. We are slowly picking up places then at the start of this Grand Prix, running a little bit wide down at turn 7 and turn 8 there. That would be because I forgot to deactivate the ERS management there, but you can see we still have got so much grip early on, you know, in comparison to Aston Martin, as Stroll's going to go for a big send on Esteban Ocon, We're going to try and have a look around the outside of the Alpine there, as again we just run a bit deep, and Sonoda will try and say thank you very much there as we head back up the hill. Albon and Ocon still side by side just in front of us here, as I think the Alpine is struggling early on. At the inside, we'll have a look. Oh, really sent it there late on in towards the apex, but Charles Leclerc leads them at the end of lap 1, and you can just see everyone really struggling to get to grips with the cars there. No one with any confidence out round the final corner, as we're going to close up on Alex Albon as we head back down towards turn 1. Porpoising is now in effect on this mod, as we almost crash into the back of the Williams through the first corner. But yeah, porpoising is now a thing on this mod. But Spain, unfortunately, is a track where you can't really get fast enough to really sort of see the full effects. I had it in sort of my practice laps, but as soon as I got into qualifying, it kind of just disappeared there. As Albon now trying to go defensive down the hill. Bit of a lock-up there from the Williams. Might be able to have a look right on the outside. No, just can't quite put the power down. But we are going to get a pretty nice run down the hill anyway. Albon, though, just parks it in the middle of the road, with it being all over the back of the Williams as we head down the back straight. Going to try and get it slowed down around the outside, and hopefully now there should be another move pulled off in the Grand Prix. Oh, big wobble as we head back up the hill there. Of course, don't have to navigate that bump anymore once F1 2022 releases, but I'm into P15 then at the end of lap 2, so making good progress towards the points as Charles Leclerc, I think, just trying to run away at the front. All over the back then of Stroll as we head down the front straightaway. Onto lap 3 we go. Battle of the late breakers there between myself and the Canadian, and he does give me the room around the outside, something we don't say often about Lance Stroll, but that'll be another place had there. As you can just see, we're running such a high aero setup, really able to gain quite a lot on some of these other cars there. We seem to have a lot of good sort of grip through the corners, but it's just on throttle. I really still seem to be struggling against a lot of the AI there. Thought about it on Sebastian Vettel, of course, the man we replaced at Maranello, but thought better of it this time. So now we're going to get the DRS on Sebastian Vettel down the back straightaway. Have a look to the inside we go. Make sure we get it slowed down nice and tidy there. The braking is still so different on PC in comparison to console, as you can just see through there. Really just cannot get the brakes sussed out. But I'm at a P13 then, so navigating both Aston Martins. Of course, they've caused a bit of controversy this weekend already with their car design. But Russell and Hamilton, now both Mercedes, next cars up the road. Let's look at the grip we've got out of the final corner there, but we've just got no top end speed. You can see the difference. We seem to get a monstrous run out of the final corner, and then by the time we've reached the start finish line, look at that, George Russell just starting to pull away a little bit in towards turn 1 there. We run a bit wide over the curbing. Russell will give us a bit of a squeeze, but can we hook it up around the outside through turn 3? We'll find the grip, and there we go, around the outside of George Russell, up at a P12 now. Hamilton now has got no DRS from Fernando Alonso up the road there, so we might be able to get a good run back down towards turn 1 there as well. Hamilton tried to move around. There you go, you can see the porpoising that time in full effect as we get back down towards turn 1. I don't know if it affects different cars differently, but it is so cool to see on F1 2021 there. Porpoising in real racing. That's the first time I've ever experienced that in a race, and it is very scary. Well, Alonso, for some reason, going defensive on me down the back straight. We'll try and hook it up round the outside then of our fellow Spaniard, and fingers crossed we don't come together as we head round the final couple of corners of lap 5. And look at that, launching it to the outside of the Alpine. He tries to give me a squeeze. Are we going to be able to make this work? Side by side, we still go through Sector 3, and you don't see many overtakes there. But this time round, we pulled off yet another move, and L Plan is out of L points. Verstappen now going defensive down the back straight. Red Bull have really done something badly wrong this weekend. Verstappen only qualified P8, I want to say, on the grid, and Perez was down pretty much on the back row. There's almost into the back of the Red Bull at the top of the hill. There's Charles Leclerc into the pits. We're going to box next lap. But at the moment, yeah, just stuck behind the Red Bull a little bit through this final sector. Try and get as close as we dare. As there we go, Gasly and Max into the pit lane. Whoa! See, that's what I mean about the cars getting loose still underneath you.
The car in front is 4.6 seconds.
As Mick Schumacher still hanging on right towards the front here. Alfa Romeo and Haas. This track definitely suits both their car philosophies. We're coming towards the end then of lap 7. This Ferrari is still definitely the quickest car on track at the moment, as K-Mag Zhou Guanyu and whichever one of the McLarens was out in the lead, all diving into the pit lane as well. Make sure we get the car slowed down nice and tidy. Like I said, still struggling to get used to the brakes on PC there. 2022 I haven't had many issues with, but F1 2021, yeah, the game feels super different still. At the moment, it's down into the lane, onto a fresh set of the medium compound tyres. There comes Zhou Guanyu and Kevin Magnussen as well. Am I going to remember my pit find? Yes, I am.
See these tyres through to the end now.
As there goes Bottas, and we are still going to be ahead of Fernando Alonso then in this Grand Prix. So I don't know whether... Has Gasly... No, I think Gasly and Verstappen have actually lost a lot there. As Gasly, at the very least, is on a set of hard compound tyres, and now we've got to try and get some heat into the rubber. As look at that, Zhou Guanyu really struggling on his cold rubber as we head up towards the top of the hill there. Oh, big lock-up. As we head into the corner, though, still trying to get used to the brakes.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
I know I keep saying it, but it is, yeah, super weird on PC, or at least super different to what I'm used to anyway. But, yeah, just got to keep our head down and focus still. A lot more places to be had. But still, yeah, just car all over the show.
We're trailing our teammate by 13.3 seconds.
There we go, Lance Stroll into the pits then. Means we gain another place, as you can just see again. The porpoising starting to kick in there as we get to just over 200 miles an hour back in towards someone. I think if you run slightly higher aero, it does affect it a bit later on there, because I think I'm running 810 wings in this race here as we now try and get the up and under on Zhou Guanyu. But look at that. Alfa Romeo, man, feeling pretty brave on the brakes. They're slowed down a bit more I was expecting on the apex. But Zhou Guanyu still trying to hang on to this place there. Can we have a look around the outside as we head down the hill? Not quite this time. That being said, though, we're not going to wait long to try and make another move as Zhou Guanyu goes defensive. Oh, that was close. Tried to make the move work on Zhou Guanyu. Completely forgot about Valtteri Bottas that was just in front of him and apparently be gaining an advantage from that one. Got a warning for extending track limits. That was a bit close. I'm sure, yeah, all the Spanish hearts there were in their mouths. But we hang on and we live to fight another day, I suppose. As can we now try and get a run at the final corner on Zhou Guanyu once more there. We'll activate the DRS, activate the ERS, everything like that. So we're able to get a nice run back down towards turn 1, but I don't think we're going to quite get close enough. As you can see, there goes Magnussen and Bottas back down in towards the first corner. There goes us porpoising down in towards that first braking zone, as there's Magnussen and Bottas still trying to battle it out there, and we're going to now have a look around the outside of Zhou Guanyu. Bottas makes the move around K-Mag as well there, so Kevin Magnussen in his Haas might be vulnerable at the moment, as round the outside we go of Kevin Magnussen. Now we're starting to get back into the groove of it, as K-Mag never wants to back out of a battle. Oh, very late though on the brakes again, and that might just say thank you very much from Kevin Magnussen. No, it's not over yet. We're going to get a run down the hill. Oh, K-Mag tried to turn in. And we will definitely say thank you very much and have the place now. Oh, getting spicy here in Spain. Come on then, Valtteri Bottas. Let's see what straight line speed you've got. And that Alfa Romeo there is getting right under the rear wing of Valtteri. You can see how much the car shakes around when we get back down towards turn 1. There does restabilise in the braking zone, but imagine trying to go through like Eau Rouge or something like that with this.
That's P5.
P5 now though in the Grand Prix, as McLaren having a fantastic day out in 3rd and 4th, and I think it's still Mick Schumacher.
It is 2.4 seconds.
I think it's still Mick Schumacher running up in P2 at the moment. He might have a nosebleed for all I know, up in those lofty heights. Oh, we got yellow flags out. Someone's got issues. Don't say it's Mick Schumacher. Oh no!
No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Oh, what's happened to Mick Schumacher there as we almost crash into him? I think he's looped it round by himself.
Green flag.
And Mick Schumacher, I literally just said about the lofty heights of P2, and he's only gone and pushed himself out of podium contention here. And his first F1 points as well. Might have to wait another day there as he's completely stranded down in turn 10, and we got a safety car.
We've been informed that the safety car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stopped vehicles on the track.
Bit of an illegal pit entry, but we're going to get the car slowed down and try. I've clicked the wrong button. Like I said, we're going to try move on to a set of soft compound tyres for the end of this race, and then see how many places we can try and regain there. I think we're going to lose a few, but should make it interesting later on in the day. There is a nice 2.4 second stop this time round. Love that from the team. We are going to re-emerge though, I think down in P11, might even be P12 of the Grand Prix. Oh no, it's going to be even worse.
A penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
That's not as good as I'd hoped then. We will just... No, we won't get Seb.
Position immediately or we will be penalised. There is no overtaking during the safety car period.
So we're going to re-emerge then in P14 then of the Grand Prix. So that probably wasn't the smartest move I've made. But fingers crossed we should still have a lot more grip.
And we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
It's a fast car on much faster, fresher rubber now. We can pretty much do what we want later on in the day. Oh no! Albon's engine's gone up, so it's all happening then, late on in the Spanish Grand Prix. That Albon, who have been running pretty well, right on the precipice of points here, out of the Grand Prix. It's going to tell you it's George Russell, but it is Albon now out here in Barcelona. It's all kicking off. Right, well, 3 laps to go then of the Spanish Grand Prix, and safe to say we've made things a whole lot more difficult for myself, but we are on fresher, quicker tyres with a much quicker car than most of our competitors in this Grand Prix, so let's wait and see how many places we can try and pick up late on in the afternoon here, but just got to pretty much go all or nothing now to the end of the race, as Charles Leclerc really controlling the pace very, very slowly. So we head down through the final chicane then, about to start lap 15 of 17. And look at immediately able to get these tyres fired up so much quicker than the AI can. We might just get DRS for 1 lap at the end of the day here, but are we going to be able to get a run on Sebastian Vettel as we head back down towards turn 1? They're going to send it to the inside of our fellow driver. Don't really think him and Sainz have got anything else in common apart from they both have driven up Ferrari. As look at that, up the inside of George Russell, we go on the corner exit as well. So we are just hopefully going to pick up places left, right and centre then off this restart. As Hamilton now, next car up the road, and you can just see how much earlier we're able to get on the power than a lot of these guys around us. And now, of course, the one disadvantage I did have under braking and sort of the mid-corner, we've got so much extra grip, we're not really losing much either. As you can see, heading up the hill then, all over the back of Lewis. Normally need a bit of a lift as we head through turn 9. And you can just see again how much earlier we're able to attack on the exit there. To the outside of Hamilton we go, braking nice and late at the 100-metre board, and somehow just about get it hooked up around the outside, and we're already back into the points. After just 1 lap, we've made 3 places, including both Mercs. Gasly, very, very strange choice to move on to hard tyres there. Just look at that, they're not working. Charles Leclerc still going fastest though, as we now dip into the 123s. But I mean, yeah, Pierre Gasly on those hard tyres are going to come back at me by the time we get towards turn 1, but still just not enough grip there. Like I said, not really too sure what AlphaTauri were thinking, as can we have a look around the outside of Verstappen through turn 3, just to give the Dutchman the room. And he's going to hang on the inside there, but we've just got so much extra grip at the moment. There goes Max again, never one to make a move easy, but clean around the outside we go. And that's another 2 places. Next up, our fellow Spaniards, Alonso again. And it looks like the exit of turn 9 might be the place to try and make moves here, as Alonso going to go defensive, but we'll get to the inside there of our fellow Spaniard, and another lap completed, and another 3 overtakes done as well. 1 more lap to go then, here from the Spanish Grand Prix, and could we still recover and try and get back up to where we were before the pit window here? It's been a very, very dramatic but exciting race, a bit of a weird one as well. Like I said, I think the new update to the F1 22 mod there, having a few little issues here and there. As you can see, Zhou Guanyu, old set of medium tyres are against a fresh set of softs.
DRS is now online.
New fastest lap of the day as well there. As well, that Zhou Guanyu really struggling as we get back down towards turn 1. We sort of meet in the middle, but I'm going to be in front by the time we get through turn 1 there. As K-Mag now, next car up the road, he struggled through turn 3 all day long. He's just having to blend the throttle on the exit there, but to the inside of Kevin Magnussen we go. And that's now over to P5 of the Grand Prix. So we are still just got such an advantage over the rest of the field here. Here's Bottas, and then we got Ricciardo up in P3. If we get past Bottas, we've effectively jumped every car that we lost a place to through that pit stop window. If we somehow find a way around Ricciardo, we might get even more here. As up through turn 9, going to try and go slow in, fast out. Really, really attack on the corner exit here. Can we get a run on Bottas? Down the back straightaway, late on the brakes, around the outside we go. And now over to P4 then, so effectively this pit stop hasn't lost me anything late on in the day, but could we still put Carlos Sainz on the podium here at the Spanish Grand Prix? Ricciardo is the one that's going to separate us from that. Charles Leclerc comes through the final couple of corners. He's going to win here in Spain for his 3rd race victory of the year. But Daniel Ricciardo, has he got enough grip through the final corner? We get a big wobble, and I think that's just going to give Ricciardo enough.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Another Spanish Grand Prix is over, and what a special race it was. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Charles Leclerc assumes the lead in the standings after today's outstanding result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Carlos Sainz certainly wasn't someone to scoff about. His ability to follow race strategies throughout with pinpoint precision has to be commended.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the Spanish Grand Prix. And it is Charles Leclerc that takes home the dub, but a very interesting race weekend here. McLaren hang on for second and third, as we were just 1/10 behind Ricciardo at the finish line there. I'm sure Sainz will be gunning for a podium this weekend. But thank you all so much for watching this video as well. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we will definitely be back very soon with more Formula 1 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.